Welcome to the Soulless Vets podcast. I am one of your hosts, Austin the Soulless Johnson, and as always, your other host is Jason Slick Willie Red Tolbert.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are going to be kind of talking today about Jason and I's experiences from going from military and transitioning to becoming a civilian, and how that kind of, how it happened for each of us. I think it might have been a little bit different for each. But before we get into that, let's get into our sponsors. As like the rest of the other episodes, we've been sponsored by Doobie Energy. All right, guys. It is an energy drink company that was designed specifically for gamers. So if you like gaming, check this out. I know gaming's a big part of Jason's stuff. He's a big gamer. But Doobie allows you to have faster reaction time with some laser sharp focus, which is, I guess, needed. They use mainly green coffee fruit extract as their caffeine. That has like L-taurine and L-tyrosine and L-glutamine, that type of crap for amino acids for food for your brain and shit.
The good stuff.
Good stuff. Then for other brain and body health stuff, they kind of got like B3s, B6, and B12s, and even C vitamins. So, which is also good. Like I said, they use 150 milligrams of green coffee fruit extract for the caffeine. It doesn't have any sugar, maltodextrin, artificial colors, or dyes, or any of that bullshit. And from our experiences, that we haven't had any crashes or jitters with it. So check them out. Some of their flavors are actually really fucking good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And it kind of comes in like a little powder form, which is nice. It's like a pre-workout, but it's not pre-workout. It's an energy drink.
Yep.
So you can use it like a pre-workout if you want. I know I've done that. You can use it just if you need a fucking kick in the middle of the day. I've done that. Jason's done that. We both did it at work. So check it out. The company's called Doobie Energy. And to save a little bit of money, we have a code. What is that code, Jason?
Yeah, if you want to save 10% on your order, just put in the Soulless Vets at checkout.
Yep. And yeah, you guys will save 10%. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And do all that fun shit for us. It really supports our channel. I know we're new and we're just getting started, but every like and subscribe helps us out.
Moves us in the right direction.
Even with you guys commenting on this shit, it helps us understand what our community wants and what you guys want.
How best we can serve you.
Yes, how best we can serve you. And, just kind of make this into kind of a nice time of just fucking around and talking about things and stuff.
Shooting the shit.
Shooting this shit as we drink our Rippets.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, you don't know what Rippet is? Did you really deploy?
That is true.
At least in the later years of GWAT.
Those things have been around for ages.
Yeah. Alright, back to our program today.
Yeah.
So, transitioning from military and becoming a civilian. Jason, how was that for you? First off, how was getting out of the military? What was that kind of like for you?
I don't know. Well, I do know because I was there, but
I would hope you were there.
I don't know all the time, even though I know. So it's actually a lot easier. I mean, to be honest, it's easier to get out than it is to get in. It's weird.
I think that varies, to be honest, with certain people's.
I guess it depends too. Yeah,
the circumstances.
if it's a medical discharge, it usually
Like mine.
takes a little bit of time. Yeah.
Yep.
Because they got to go through a different process on how to do things. When you do just a standard retirement, like I did, then it's actually pretty easy because you just go through, you out process all the different agencies, even agencies you never even heard of, and
Going from building to building, out processing, and you didn't even know those buildings fucking existed.
Yep.
You never even
Exactly.
stepped foot in them.
Yep. So, you can actually have all that shit done in a couple of days as long as everybody's around.
Yeah.
So, goodness gracious, the rip it is hitting. The
Is it like a good hit or a bad hit?
No, it's good. I'm like burping up all over. Goodness. So I was gonna do a retirement ceremony. When I got out, because you go to a lot of them, especially when it's kind of a mandatory thing sometimes,
Especially when you're a higher rank.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but I don't know. I had a fallout with some of the leadership at Dias, and I was like, "Fuck it," I just wanted to go. So that's all I did. I just went. I had a going away party with a lot of my airmen's and staff NCOs that I worked with. We had a big old going away party because I was retiring. One guy was actually getting out, and another guy was PCSing all around the same time. So we did that. They gave me this dope ass beer mug that's got it's etched on there.
Is it like that German type of mug?
No,
Okay.
no, it wasn't a Stein. It's just
that
like
was what I was looking for. A Stein.
Yeah, it's just a big ass beer mug. I got it at my house. It's pretty dope. I need to set that thing out. But yeah, they had it all edged up and everything. My times when I was at Dias and this and the other, and it was pretty sweet. Very nice of them to do that. But I mean, it's like it's that old saying, right? You treat people right, and then they treat you right.
Yeah.
So
treat people how you want to be treated. That's what I tell my kids.
Exactly.
So
yeah, it was good, and then I don't know. There I go with the I don't knows again.
You're good.
No.
So for me, it was like, so I went through a medical, right? I got medically separated due to injuring my shoulder during a training exercise, and just from a toll, my body taking a toll from Afghanistan and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I could have gotten out a little bit earlier than what I did, but I felt like during my med board process, they kind of were fucking up, and they didn't give me a high enough percentage for my dominant arm that was fucked.
Oh yeah.
And so, of course, the military and government is going to try and save as much money as they possibly can, not owe people their shit. So I got 20% instead of 30% for my shoulder. And if I had gotten that 30%, I would have been medically retired. So I would have been able to keep TRICARE and all this shit, and it would have been better for my family in general. On top of that, my daughter was on her way at the time. So with me fighting it, took me an extra year to fight it. So, and in that year, my daughter was born, which was kind of perfect for us in a way.
Yeah.
Just fighting it kind of sucked. But on my way out, I had a lot of VA stuff I had to go take care of because they automatically help you with the VA, or the VA has to give you your percentage.
Right. Yeah.
So I was diagnosed with 100% as soon as I got out. So that was nice, at least. Paperwork on getting off base was a little bit more difficult because half the base was on deployments to the Baltics because that's when Ukraine was kind of ramping up. So at Fort Campbell, they were just one of the main fighting forces. So they were down in the Baltics, kind of preparing. So I was on Rear D, and so with being on Rear D, I was pulling 24-hour shifts often, and just no one there really to do the paperwork. So more or less.
Sounds about right.
But all in all, I was able to get out with usually not that much trouble. Honestly, once I got my orders, it was pretty much fucking smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Honestly, like once
same.
I had that piece of paper in my hand with the DD-214, nobody really could touch me, and I was able to get the fuck out.
Hell yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like I loved being in the military. But there's a lot of fucking things I fucking hated. So
yeah, that whole love-hate relationship. Yeah.
I also wanted to do 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So my career got kind of cut short, unfortunately. But maybe it led me to some better things in this life.
True.
So, what about your transitioning to becoming a civilian? Like, was it difficult for you to transition into that civilian life and that role, I guess?
I think the only time it really clicked when it was really, and I don't even want to say a struggle, where I was like realizing that things were going to be different, was when I got a job in the civilian world. Then I was like,
now, did you go to like what was the type of job? Was it still a government job or?
No, it wasn't. It was actually working on what do they call them? Like the sky bridges for the airlines. So
terminals?
Yeah, the little walkways when you go down to get on the plane. I was working on those.
Okay.
Yeah. So a little company up here, and it wasn't great, but I mean, you have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like our stuff doesn't really transition well into civilian life, depending on what kind of job you have.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, trying to find a job was tough. It took me a little bit, probably about a couple of months to find a job, but in that couple of months, I was just I wasn't really like really focusing on getting a job.
You were just enjoying,
Yeah,
not waking up at 4 in the fucking morning for just going on a fucking cold ass run.
But like when we moved up here to Utah, it was like we were staying with my wife's parents and their RV. So it was kind of small. It was me and my wife, my 3 kids, and our dogs. So after like a month, I was like, maybe I should figure something out so we can get out of here and buy a house. That's when I just started looking. I actually just went to a job fair at that place, is what I did, and they hired me on the spot. And I was like, all right, I'll start Monday. And it was like it was on a Friday, and I started on Monday. So it was kind of nice, and everything's just been kind of really smooth sailing since then. Like once I kind of figured this whole civilian thing out, everything's been kind of moving in the right direction as well.
So a little bit easier. That's always nice.
Yeah.
For me, it was hard. And here's why. For me, was I was born into a military family.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up traveling, being around the military pretty much my whole life. Air Force specifically is what I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
Then right out of high school, I joined the Army. So, and I was in the Army for 8 years, and so all I knew was the military. aspect of it. So it was a little harder for me to accept the civilian life, I guess. But
Yeah.
it was also, I used my last paycheck in the Army to move back to Utah because my wife's from Utah, and that's where my dad retired from the Air Force, was out here in Utah. And so we decided to move back, and we used every penny of my last paycheck of the Army to move me back. So then we ended up living with her parents as well. We were down in their basement with 2 big ass dogs, 2 toddlers, and I too was sitting there and for about a month or so when I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, it gets
like,
rough after a while.
So I was like, I need to go find. I mean, I had a job lined up, so I had my interview for my job that I have now when I was still in Kentucky. So literally, my last week in the Army is when they called me for an interview. I didn't get notified I got the job until after Christmas.
Yeah,
Then I started in January. So getting a job wise wasn't that hard, but in between my last week in the Army until Christmas, and I got out in October, so it wasn't that long of a wait.
Yeah.
But during that whole time, I was stressing of how am I going to provide for my family with no job. It's like there was zero communication until after, and I hadn't gotten my VA money coming in yet. I didn't have a single penny to my name, so it was kind of like one of those things. It's like, yeah, it's a little stressful. So it was a little stressful time for it, but once I found out I got the job up here, up on the base up here, it was like I felt so fucking relieved. So the transitioning with getting a job was a little stressful, but at the same time, once I got told that I got the green light, it was a lot easier for me, at least.
Yeah,
it was a little bit of a struggle bus for a little bit. So I got lucky with getting the job in general.
Yeah,
because as an infantryman, we don't really work on aircraft very much. So I was lucky to get a job where they didn't care about me having no experience on aircraft besides riding in them. So
yes,
yeah. So it's been a very interesting time out. Did you ever like have regrets or like thoughts of like you missed while you're in?
Regrets?
Like when you're still transitioning from becoming a civilian, did you have like, man, I really miss, doing qualifications on a tree, or just were there things that you were missed and kind of depressed about that you did in the military or whatnot?
Well, I mean,
during your transition, I should say.
Yeah. From the moment I got out, I think it was when I was like, because we sold our house. We had a house in Texas. We sold our house. We did all that. Once we actually packed up the whole house and was about to hit the road the next day, that's when it was like that realization, right? It was like boom. I was so excited to get out. I did 20 years. I was like, okay, I'm done my time. But I mean, yeah, there's always things that you're going to miss. And it was especially apparent when I was working with civilians. The civilians suck. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, they have no discipline. They have no...
Nope.
It is rough. And I actually managed a place.
That could be another episode right there.
Yeah, it could. I could speak for hours on this thing, but and I'll just say this one point because I managed. It was a screen printing company. I did their warehouse and quality assurance stuff, managed that stuff, and oh my goodness, it was rough. So I had to look at myself on that one and realize that I'm not working with military people, so I had to dial back my actions and things.
Yes.
So
I know that struggle bus.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. Other than that, I mean, it's now that I'm even working here on the base up here, it's still working with civilians sometimes.
The majority of it is civilians, unfortunately.
So yeah, I mean that camaraderie and that discipline and all that, I miss that.
Yes.
That aspect of it is what I miss. The other stuff, the
fuck games.
Yeah, the dumb shit I don't miss, but
no, I don't think anybody misses the dumb shit. Like for me, when I was transitioning, definitely the camaraderie was my biggest one I missed.
Oh yeah.
Especially with my brothers that I deployed with. Like those guys pretty much are family to me. So I definitely miss the camaraderie. Just even at your units that you fucking hated going to, like there was still some type of camaraderie.
There was.
So I definitely miss the camaraderie then with the discipline. Like I never thought I was going to miss the discipline, but working with the civilians, like you said, there's discipline. There's need for that discipline.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it was a big surprise and shock to me on how undisciplined people could be, and at least for me, because I am working on a military installation still as a civilian.
Yeah.
Where people are working on fucking aircraft for the military and they're half-assing the fucking work. I'm like, what the fuck? But the discipline, but it's also the shared trauma bonding, right?
Yeah.
And just the motivation, and I guess in my line of work in the military was I kind of miss the suck.
Well, you do learn to embrace it.
Yeah, you learn to embrace it, but I think that's what created the camaraderie was the suck.
Well, yeah, I can see that.
And so, just the not being able to have everything that these civilians have, it kind of humbles you a little bit. So like the suck, like people are on their phones constantly because they just want to block out the fucking world. When you can't even be on your phone to even get a fucking signal, so you don't even look at your phone anymore, and you start focusing on other things like yourself or your buddies, and you guys create your own fun. That shit is what I miss.
Oh yeah.
Like what the suck creates for you, I guess.
Well, it's like, I don't know about you, but anytime I go anywhere, especially nowadays, I always look around the room, and I don't know if you would be amazed by the amount of people that are on their phones, even if they're sitting across from somebody,
like in our lunch
conversation. Yeah, like everybody's on their fucking phones. And I get it; it's an escape from reality. Okay, from your own little piece of the world.
Yeah.
But
like, I don't know if you noticed a couple of times when I will walk into our lunchroom, I will sit there without pulling my phone out for a little bit, and I'm just sitting there looking around, and every fucking person's on their fucking phone. And you even put on Price is Right every lunch.
Yep.
Usually it's only me and you that are watching it.
Yep.
So it's kind of like, it's weird.
It is
but
weird.
definitely that discipline. It's something that definitely I miss. And
Mhm.
I guess knowing what you're going to be doing kind of every day.
Yeah,
That was
that's
like
always
another
a nice
thing.
thing too.
And because like every morning, at least for me, I knew I was doing PT early as in the fucking morning. Didn't matter if I was broken or not. I was doing PT
Yeah.
of some sort. You know what I mean? So, and that's how I started my day. I miss starting my days like that. That was one of the things I missed.
Yeah, and the good thing was it was mandatory.
Exactly. Free. You get to work out for free.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
got paid to do it. So, no, it was just, don't get me wrong, I wasn't the best at PT.
Well,
Right?
me
I'm not a
neither. I
PT
was in the Air
stud.
Force, so I wasn't.
So, it was just, there's a lot of things that I kind of struggled with a little bit. Because, for one, I came out here and I didn't have anything. And I was just trying to figure it out. Money wasn't coming in. I went down a downward spiral with a lot of things. My depression kicked up again. My PTSD actually got worse, believe it or not.
Well, you didn't have distractions.
Exactly. So, and so it was just, it was kind of a rough time for me a little bit, transitioning, but I think what really helped me was getting the job.
Yeah.
I think working with civilians helped me learn to dial my shit down.
Yeah, that's the way to put it. Yeah.
That's the easiest way I can describe it. Is it helped me dial my shit down. Like as much as I want to fucking just knife hand them and scream at them, I couldn't do that because I wasn't an NCO anymore.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean. So I've learned to take a breath, dial it down, trying to understand their perspective of shit, of how they are viewing it. Because with us military guys, we hold a standard.
Mm-hmm.
And with a lot of civilians, they don't hold a standard. They're like, oh, I'm just here getting paid. As long as I'm here, I'm getting paid. I'll just go through the fucking motions. And it's like, no, you still gotta uphold the fucking standards. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's with a lot of people, and at least how I've experienced it is a lot of civilians they're just going through the motions instead of upholding a standard.
Yep. I feel like a lot of them are not real productive members of society.
Or motivated.
Yeah. A lot of them are not motivated. Yeah. It's just hard.
Yeah. It's hard to go from structure and I don't want to say obedience, but the discipline, structure and discipline to being free willy and nilly and just doing
chaos, man.
chaos. Like it's a different kind of chaos.
It is.
Because military, we have our own type of chaos, but
yeah, we do.
It's like controlled chaos.
Yeah.
As in the civilian world, it's almost like every man for himself.
Yeah.
I guess that's how I'm feeling. And I think that's where the camaraderie is really missed.
Yeah. These motherfuckers will step all over you to get
Dude,
what they want.
That
shit's irritating.
They do everything in their power to save their own fucking dick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that part irritates me too.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
We'll have to do another episode about civilians, how we can compare the two. But this is about our transitioning to civilians. So,
I mean, it's
50-50. Don't get me wrong, but it's for me. It was a little struggle because my depression really kicked up. So, and there was a lot of things I had to relearn because being a grunt, like at least from my perspective and how I've had things happen to me, right? It was we were told to be tough and we were told to always prepare for a fight and whatnot and train for it. And when you're kind of just, and you hear a lot of stories about grunts going homeless because they can't adjust to civilian life.
Yes.
So for me, that was in the back of my mind. It's like, am I going to be able to adjust to this new life? And thank God for my wife and my kids. They really did help me with it tremendously. I couldn't have done it without them, honestly. I've been learning. I'm still learning. There's still some things I struggle with in the civilian world, just like you. But I think the main point to take away is like, it's going to be, it can be hard getting out, especially if you don't know which direction you want to go in. Because I didn't know what direction I wanted to go in. My only thing was like, I need to find a fucking job so I can provide. But if you don't have that incentive, like, you're gonna just be wandering lost. You know what I mean?
I think it's also, I think there's a difference too, because like those folks that get out after 4 years, they're still young. So they still have a lot going. They can go back, especially if they're not married. If you're single, it's going to be a lot easier of a transition because you're only taking care of yourself.
That's true.
So if you wanted to go and sit on your ass for 6 months,
you could.
You can go back to your parents' house and sit on your ass for 6 months, and then you're good. But it's when you have people
to take care of
that count on you to take care of them. That's where it's different.
And I think it's also when you get that stressor and your depression or your change of mentality, like the transition of changing that mentality, like the two stressors really kind of just like knock heads and rub, and it's something that's extremely, I guess it's hard to explain what it's like, but at the same time, like you said, because you have people to take care of, you got to do whatever you can to take care of them when you have that stressor. Now, I don't know if officers have an easier time transitioning, because I know a lot of the officers I've met, they've had shit lined up for them before they even got out.
Yeah, usually that's kind of how that, because I've known officers.
And even with NCOs or enlisted people, like the lucky ones will already have something lined up, or they know someone that pretty much gets them a job right off the bat. And that's one less stressor that they have. But if you don't have any of that, it's super more stressful, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because in reality, like, I think if you find a job as soon as you get out, it helps you adjust a little bit quicker.
Yes.
Because you're now being forced to work with civilians, or even going to college, right? It's, for one, it's giving you a purpose, and two, it's forcing you to be around civilians who have no idea what the military is like, or the structures, or the discipline that it requires, like we were saying. So I think finding a purpose and being forced to be around civilians are how it can become a little bit easier. Would you agree? Or
I would agree.
I'm probably saying it a little bit weird and wrong.
No, I mean, I understand what you're saying, and to be fair, when we were, it was like we were leaving on a Saturday. We were just finished up doing the stuff on Friday. I actually had a phone call for an interview at Northrop Grumman because I was applying to jobs up here because I knew I was moving up. And then I had an interview for a job that Monday. So I had to haul ass and get up here.
And you were where, Wyoming?
No, I was in Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
Well,
it was like,
depending on where at in Texas, that's about what, like a 12-hour drive?
Yeah, it took about 10 hours because we were northern. Well, it
I was in Killeen when I was stationed there, which is central, and I think it took us about 12 hours. It was about a 12-hour drive for us.
Yeah, because we were in Abilene, so a little bit further north.
Yeah.
The but yeah, I mean, obviously I didn't get that job because I mean, fuck, I've been in military for 20 years, a little over 20 years, man. I have fucking done no interviews in fucking forever, and the shit that they show you.
Oh, during the out processing.
Yeah,
oh
I'm like,
Lord.
what the fuck is this? It's like half-assed stuff, and it's like, okay, that doesn't get you ready for.
I don't think, because you had to go through a program when you were getting out, right?
Yep.
On transitioning out, and I think the only useful class, and it wasn't even a half-assed class, was a resume writing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the resume one was actually really good. The rest of them was not.
At least for mine was kind of a little bit half-assed, but I think they could do better on the transitioning classes that you have to go through when you're getting out.
I agree.
Because a lot of them really doesn't prepare you for shit. Maybe the entrepreneur one, I didn't go through that one.
I didn't either.
And that might have been a little bit different, but at least the ones I went through was kind of like half-assed. Like, I don't know if that was just the Army or whatnot, but I didn't really get anything from it, to be honest. What I hated about at least mine was we were told we had 3 paths that we could choose. We could choose entrepreneur, going to college, or straight to work. And you had to choose one of those 3 paths, and those were the classes that they would give you.
That's interesting. We didn't.
So I think I would have been more I think I would have benefited better if I knew a little bit about all 3 paths. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, they gave us everything. Like the entrepreneur one, they touched on it, but there was a separate thing for that because we had entrepreneurs. We had a couple of entrepreneurs in my class that I went through. They had a whole separate thing for them, but like when those guys talked, they were like they already had their shit set. Like they didn't have to. They didn't need no class. They were like, fine. I'm already making like $500,000 a year right now, and I just started a year ago. You know, whatever. Yeah. And it's like, okay, but the class is mandatory to go to, except with entrepreneur. Yeah. But that transition one is
like they touch bases in the main classes about each path for us, but like
to get the full ins
and outs on, because like it's like you're back in high school again almost. Like, all right, are you gonna go to college? You going to join the military? Or are you gonna go work in the oil rigs? Like, what the fuck are you gonna do when you graduate high school? It was kind of like that same feeling almost, at least for me, was like, I go talk to the counselor dude, and he goes, so what do you want to do when you get out? The fuck, I don't know. I was planning on doing this for 20 years.
I want to work.
It was cut short. I'm like, I need to provide for my family. Okay, so you're going to choose the work path, I guess.
If that's what helps me provide, then yeah.
So it was just kind of like, that's how it was for me. And I think it changes, and some bases or posts do it differently, and it might be better. But at least from my experiences, it wasn't that great. Your experiences, it also wasn't that great. So I think they could improve on those classes, honestly.
Yeah. Get you better prepared.
Yeah, better prepared for that transition, because it's a big transition. Like, especially if you did like the 20 years you did. You just spent the last 20 years of your fucking life not being around civilians, really, and having, like we said, structure, discipline, knife hands. You know what I mean? Yeah. So and even for me, with 8 years, wasn't as long, but it was just I've always had that structure, though.
Yeah, it's still the same.
So I think they could do better in that aspect of it.
Yeah.
let us know what you guys think. How was your guys' experiences transitioning into becoming a civilian? What was your struggles, some positives? Do you guys agree with having a purpose and being forced to be around civilians? Let us know if those are kind of like good criteria that help people adjust quicker. Yeah, we would love to know what you guys think about this topic. Maybe we can do another episode and elaborate more on this. What do you think, Jason?
Yes, I feel like we're going to be coming back around to a lot of these as we go through, especially if you good people do put in stories and things like that of whatever we're talking about. If you guys have something funny stories,
this one was a little more on the serious note, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, a little more.
It's all right. It's all right. But yeah, just let us know what you guys think. We'd love to hear about it, as always.
And then also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe and tickle that little bell icon so you guys can get notified of when we put out new content. Because once we get through all this, we're gonna start jamming out
season number 2.
Yeah.
But we got a few more episodes before then. Don't forget that we have. If you would like to support the channel, you can always go to GoFundMe. It is what, Jason?
It is the Soulless Vets. So same.
Same. Soulless Vets. That's who we are. That's what we try to be. We're just two little ginger fucks trying to do something different with our lives, I guess, and bring a community together.
Have a purpose again.
Yeah, new purpose. And kind of with part of that purpose is making sure we look out after each other.
Mm-hmm.
We did it in the military, especially if you've been under fire before. You know, you watch about the people to your left and right next to you. I know that's kind of cliche, but it's true. It should be no different out here in the world.
No, you definitely want to look after each other.
So, if you know somebody who needs help, or you're thinking about doing suicide yourself, or just need somebody to talk to and whatnot, there is a 24-hour confidential crisis support line, and it's for veterans and their loved ones. So if your loved ones need it too, it'll help. The phone number is 988, and then you're going to press 1. They also have an online chat, and this is on veteranscrisisline.net. So they have an online chat if that's the route you want to go. Or you can simply just text 838-255. Help each other out. Always look out for each other. Check in on your buddies. You know, at one point, you guys, if you've ever been down range, you've held each other's hands you've held each other's lives in your own hands. Check on them. They could be struggling, or it's good to catch up. You never know. But definitely, if you guys need help with that, do reach out. It's not shameful. It's not dishonorable or anything like that. We definitely need to start being more proud of our service.
Absolutely.
That's something I'm big on, is be proud of your service. You signed the dotted line. You rose your right hand. You did the work. Be proud of the work you did.
Yes.
So
don't let nobody ever take that away from you.
Nope. I don't care if they're still fucking active duty or not. Be proud of the achievements you've done.
That's right.
Good and bad. It doesn't fucking matter. So, and don't forget about our sponsor. Jason, who are they again?
Doobie! Go to doobie.gg. Put in the Soulless Vets for 10%.
Yes. And I think that is all we got for today.
That's it.
So, who are we, Jason?
We are the Soulless Vets
podcast.
Yes.
And again, please join us next time. I think next time we're going to be talking about some of our hobbies after the military.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys again for joining today's episode. Please join us on our next one.
Later, y'all.
Peace.